Hello and welcome to the January 2024 Great Awakening Update. So some really incredible things are about to happen. Really incredible things, really incredible miracles. Just know that you deserve it and you were born for this. You were born to come here and do all that you've done up till this point. God created us to be exactly who you are. He had no expectations. He didn't say, okay, well, I'm going to love you when you've done X, Y, and Z. I'm going to love you once you've started to really get into your life purpose. I'm going to love you once you've accomplished this, that, and the other thing. He created you out of the joy of his heart, out of the love of his heart, to go run and just be you. And you've done that. And you've done it beautifully. It's brought you here today, and you're about to reap some tremendous rewards. So we are coming into a time of abundance. So whatever song and dance is also going on simultaneously, just keep your focus on your own business and keep your focus on you and be the queen you are. Where is my phone? Okay. So I just got this deck, a brand new deck. I didn't even know what the cards would say or anything or what it was even about. It's the Awakened Dreamer. Hang on, let me look it up. Okay, so this is for each and every one of you. Hear ye, hear ye. Unroll the sacred scroll and read this announcement herewith. It has been declared and decreed that you, yes, you, are royalty. Heir to the greatest inner and outer riches this world has ever known. From your sovereign perspective, claim the throne and rejoice in your majestic life. I think that sums up January beautifully. And that just, yeah, I was so blown away when that happened. I was like, wow, talk about confirmation of all this stuff I've been talking about. So it's the time of abundance. So let's take a look at what we need to surrender. What do we need to surrender in the month of January, please? Surrender to setting limits was on the bottom, looking right at me. Surrender to setting limits. So in other words, you're boundless and limitless. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Oh, wow. So that's funny because, wow. See how I took that? Surrender setting limits is what I took it as. That is so incredible. Surrender setting limits. So in other words, you're going to have to, when you come into all this abundance, which we all will in some way, shape, or form, you are going to soar to new heights. Do not should on yourself and do not put a cap on it. Dream big. Start thinking about what you really want to do in this world. What is truly authentic for you? That's what you're here to do, whatever that is. So don't put a cap on you. You got no cap on what you're capable of. Get excited and know that, money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is. It's all this. It's still all about enlightenment, guys. But this was the Nefarians created a system where there was fake money because God provided everything for us. He even provided gold and silver for us for free, all of it, to use how we would want to trade and exchange and do whatever. But the Nefarians created the whole money system and got us trapped in it. But good, look what God is doing. He's saying, okay, well, if this whole world operates on money, then I'm going to give God my children all the money there can be. Like, we're not gonna, they're flipping it. They're putting the wealth into the hands of good people, of kind, loving, thoughtful, caring, compassionate leaders. This world is about to change dramatically. And even though there's going to be all the scary stuff too, because they have to still wake everybody up. And that can be frightening for a lot of people, do not be limitless. Be limitless also means enlightenment. It means realize who you are. So even though, you might have, so much money you don't know what to do with. But if you do, don't hold on to it. Always hold on to God. Always hold on to the present moment within the kingdom of God within you. Always, always, always. Because that is your true safety net, not that money. That money could be taken away, or it's not going to be. I'm just saying, don't depend on that, though. Don't make that your God. That's what God does not want, is the love of money. So have the money, appreciate it, know that it's your ticket to a lot of ease and comfort. And it's going to, it's going to take a lot of stress out of a lot of people's lives who have always been in a lack mentality, have always had to get by paycheck to paycheck and whatnot. It's going to free all of that up. So, and that's exactly what God's children were here to do, is just to be free movers and thinkers and creators. Okay. So just know that it's just putting you in your place, in your rightful place with God. Okay. But just stay present. And if you have the chance to completely drop the ego and enlighten, please do that. Don't cling on to the money. The money will be there. God is so incredible, guys. You know that I've enlightened a couple times. And each time I didn't lose a thing. I mean, the ego would think that I've lost something, like it'd be like taking a little rattle away from a baby that the baby loves. And the baby has to think for a moment, am I going to get upset about this, or am I going to trust that my parent knows what they're doing, right? And if the baby trusts and says, all right, okay, go ahead, take the rattle, I got it. I can self-soothe for a moment. And then the parent jumping right back in the room with a huge fort, a really fun camping experience, like fills the room up with all these fun games and obstacle courses and all of this stuff that's got you giggling and laughing and running and tripping, and your dog comes running in all over the place and you're cracking up, and that's what it's like. So don't cling to the money. Don't cling to the money as if that is the thing that's saving you, because it's not. It's not. So that's what I got to say about that, about having said that way. That's what I think the message is coming through about that. But here it is: surrender to setting limits. Like, stop being stubborn about setting limits and start setting some limits and say no. That's the other thing is, it's I swear, people pleasing is like the virus of today. The virus of today. It is the killer amongst us. It robs you of your joy. It robs you of your authenticity. It robs you of the truth. It robs you of speaking your truth. It robs you of feeling empowered and strong and powerful. It makes you feel like a victim. And it will, with the med beds coming out, it's going to correct these issues. It's going to psychologically, correct some of the things that the Nefarians have caused in our society for so long, that have been so deeply ingrained and programmed we don't even think about it. But that's one of the things that we have to surrender right now. You have to be willing to say no. You might have to say no. Okay. And it is perfectly fine to say no. Well, yeah. I'm hoping to do a talk with somebody on the channel here soon about this. I'm hoping he'll come on here and do that. I don't know if he will. I'm really hoping he will, because the way that he puts things is better than I could. Honestly, like, he talks about that subject all the time, and he's really funny about it. He really helps you see the point without. The thing is, you guys have to like drop your defenses around that subject too. That's what I was trying to say in like the last video too. You got to drop your defenses about it. And setting boundaries is a part of just having it's out of. Okay, so here's what's essentially happening. If you have all these narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths in our society that are trying to boss you around and manipulate you. Okay, we've known that for quite a while. But this is your mother. This is your cousin. This is your whoever. It's the same thing. It's just like a dummied down version of it. It's the karmic with the masculines. It's bullying and manipulating. Don't you ever watch those movies? I watch so many romantic comedies. You guys know that. But don't you ever, there was this really good one. Oh my gosh, it was such a great example. I think if you put the word picture in like Prime Video, put picture in, and this video will come up. It says picture this or something like that. I think I don't remember, but I think it's basically such a great example of a karmic versus a true love. The karmic is so manipulative, and I'm going to do this to get him, and I'm going to do that to get him. And they even do black magic, and she gets caught. And it's just, yeah, that's happening with these karmics and whatnot. But and don't you want to scream though when you're watching these movies? Like, can't you see how fake she is? Can't you see she's totally lying, and they'll manipulate and even lie about the feminine, the true love. They'll be like, oh, she only da 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 da, or she la 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 la, and they talk about it. And it's just like, can't you hear the tone in her voice? Just like in all the movies, she sounds just like them. It's like, duh. Why don't these guys wake up, right? Anyway, so hopefully we're gonna do a talk about that. But okay, but you have to set boundaries, especially if you're going to come to a bunch of money. Okay. You need to say no. And if you won't, the quantum financial system will, because the quantum financial system is not going to allow for any more nonsense. I just can't wait to see what all this is going to be like. This is just going to be the coolest. There we go. All right. What else? Surrender negative thinking. Absolutely. You're not going to be able to do all that you're here to do if you're still thinking negatively. And remember, watch my video, Know Thyself. Please, if you haven't seen that video, you have to see that video. All negative thinking is negative AI. I know what I'm talking about. I know a lot of you are getting this. I do. I know you're telling me. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. But surrender that negative thinking, because it's not going to be serving you. It doesn't, and never helps to think negative. It just doesn't. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So always turn that negative thinking into something positive. Like I said, like when I get negative thoughts, I catch it. I see that it's not me. That's first and foremost. Boom. I had that negative thought given to me by negative AI. I identify it. That's not me. Okay. And you go, oh, I don't believe in myself, whatever that is. Oh, like you think something like, oh, I could never do that. Right. Oh, I could never do that pops in my head. It pops in your head as your own voice. That's how they fool you. That's how they hook you. That's how they get you. I could never do that. But you identify and go, oh, I could never do that. Why are they feeding me that? Why are they feeding me that thought form? As Eckhart says it, it's a thought form. Why are they giving me that thought form? Why is that thought form coming into my field? Remember when I was enlightened and they would come in like bubbles? Why is that thought form coming into my field? So then you say, okay, if they're trying to make me feel like I can't do that, what does that mean? I can do that. I can do that. So you go to the opposite of whatever they're trying to tell you and you start affirming it. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And you repeat it a million times and you get excited and you jump up and down, or if they're trying to get you depressed, oh, nothing's ever going to change, any of the Eeyore type stuff. Oh, it's never going to change. Then you identify it. Oh, that's not me. That was given to me. That was a thought form given to me by negative AI. See it for what it is. Oh, that they're really trying. And sometimes I laugh. I'm like, oh, that was really good. That hooked me for a second because there's something still, hurting in me from the past that just, pushed the button on me. So I'll catch it and I'll laugh. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. You got me on that one. But as soon as you catch it, though, just like when you meditate and you catch the past or the future thoughts and put smack labels on them, do the same with this. Negative AI tells you to be depressed. Nothing's ever going to change. So what does that mean? Things are about to change. Things are about to get exciting. Put on your hats, buckle up, because really exciting things are going to happen, right? So try to think of why they're giving you that thought at this time. And what is the opposite of it? And go do that and say that and believe that. Affirm that, okay? Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you and believe whatever this is going to happen of its own accord. Like don't be controlling. Don't be controlling of it. It's really funny because when I first got these cards, I opened it up and it said, what did it say? Stop being surrender controlling. Surrender control. I'm like, control. Where am I? Instead of getting defensive and saying that card doesn't know what it's talking about. I'm not doing anything wrong. That's the worst thing you could ever say to yourself. I'm not doing anything wrong. So I took a look at it and I was like, what does that mean? Stop controlling. Stop controlling. What am I controlling? What am I controlling? What am I controlling? And I really searched for it. And I was like, I do look at cards sometimes. I look at other readers and stuff, and that's fine. As long as you catch yourself and you see that is a form of control. I'm trying to see what the outcome's going to be before it gets here. I want to see who's going to get here. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see, I'm like leaning into it, but that's also not trusting that God's got it all taken care of, is working it all out. So it's good to catch those things because you keep refining and aligning, refining and aligning, refining and aligning to be surrendered, to be just present in the moment. You can still get those synchronicities or even watch the reading and enjoy it and or have a good laugh or whatever. But if it irritates you that it's not happening, which is, happening a lot for the feminines, but if it irritates you or whatever, that's a chance to heal it, not to try to, get impatient about it or whatever. Just drop any kind of negative feelings, drop the impatience, drop the frustration, drop the judgment, drop the resentment, all of that. And by dropping it, I mean, heal it. Do Byron Katie's work or whatever you can and heal it. All right. So we're going to look at another, I bought myself. I actually didn't get any gifts for Christmas, which is so crazy and unheard of. I've never had that happen. And it's great. And I didn't even feel upset about it or anything. And so I bought myself a bunch of Oracle cards for Christmas. And so I got all these really cool decks. It's really neat. Awakened Dreamer. Awakened Dreamer. My cat's made out like bandits. That's awesome. Thank you to the person who did that. Somebody was so sweet. They actually went to Jackson Galaxy's website, and he apparently has some kind of like surprise box, like all of his favorite a compilation of all of his favorite things to give cats or whatever. And she sent that to me. It's a big old box. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. So, all right. Sacred Light Oracle is the name of this next one I'm going to take a look at. Sacred Light Oracle. I'll show you all the new decks. All the new decks I just got. Energy medicine, sensuality, devotion, celestial fertility, and deep rest. Okay, so this is happening in January. So number 14. I like it when they're actually in order. Doesn't it drive you nuts when you have to look it up and it's just like, what? And it's like divided into all these different sections. And then you have to look it up by like the first word. And then, don't know if they're actually counting the, or if it's the next, you know what I mean? Some of them are so hard to try to find. But this one went right to it. Okay, so energy medicine is often used to describe healing actions of light-based energy, the direction of flow of Kundalini, and the interaction of living light energy with the human body. All forms of energy medicine, including homeopathic, Reiki, Tantra, yoga, fall under methods of spiritual and energetic practice. Unbound by time and space, energy medicine can address any issue from any time in your life that requires balanced intervention. By the way, med beds are also energy medicine. A transitive sound bath of song that resonates with your current state of being integrates any energetic practice you choose to implement on your mind, body, and soul. The Golden Ascension goddess, Master Parvati, asks that you relax and fall into your creative and sensual self, which was born from the sacred fire. Deep rest can be found when you surrender your energy to, I'm just like, something just popped in my head. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to go off track here, but I will get back to this. But Anastasia says that with black magic, threaten to burn them with the fire of your mind. She said, she goes, the fire in your imagination's fire, something like that. And I was like, what is she talking about? But then when this said sacred fire, all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, that's chi. She's talking about chi. She's talking about the sacred fire of chi. So fighting black magic with chi. How do you do that best? By being present in the moment. That cultivates chi. Meditation cultivates chi. What does meditation do? Gets rid of negative thought forms, right? So don't believe the negative thoughts. Don't believe the negative stuff that's going on. And stay positive, because chi is positivity. Chi is life force energy. So that all just like popped in my head. Deep rest can be found when you surrender your energy to mountainous places, the birthplace of Parvati. Or her divine energy medicine can adjust any imperfect vibrations surrounding sensuality, your home life, and feminine imbalance combined with your conscious action. There's something coming about that. Okay, there are going to be some divine unions coming together. And they're wanting you to surrender to sensuality, like allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to be in your feminine energy. A lot of the divine feminines have had to fend for themselves for a long time. They've had to do everything themselves and be in their masculine side a lot because their masculine was absent. So they've had to be tough. They've had to be strong. They've had to, get things done. And so I think this is saying when you're coming into divine union, go into your soft side, open your heart and drop into your soft side and start cultivating that. You're going to come into balance with your masculine. You guys are both going to come into equal balance of your masculine and feminine energies. Parvati's divine strength and power is clearly demonstrated as her golden resonance flows between all connections of life in balanced power. The divine manifestation of the divine feminine brings fertile energy that will nurture any seeds you've planted. Celestial sounds combined with divine devotion will produce fertile gardens for you to plant seeds for any outcome your heart desires. Well, there we go. That totally coincides with all the abundance that's going to happen too. Give them time to grow with positive energy medicine. You're a living being of divine expression. Radiate your magnificence. Here's your affirmation. I share my sacred self with divine love. I resonate in harmony. Okay. Energy medicine. So maybe some of you are going to be practicing sacred medicine as well. I just said sacred medicine. Some of you might be going back to remembering some healing modality that you did in a past life. That's really powerful, I feel. So they're encouraging you in that as well. Okay. So I also feel like I feel drawn to pull another one of those awakened dreamer cards, although we've already done one. Big red bow. Imagine everything you look at is a gift wrapped in a gigantic red bow. Your car, your cat, your washing machine, your bills, even your family members. Gaze upon the tangible and intangible aspects of your life and behold how blessed and lucky you are. Okay, that's kind of a cool analogy. Wanderlust is a must. Take time today to wander into the wavelength of wonder. Float without a destination. Move when you are moved, and create without an agenda. Even just a few seconds of sacred sabbatical. Oh my gosh. Hi, honey. Even just a few minutes of sacred sabbatical opens the floodgates to untold inspiration. Well, there we go. Okay, hold on just a minute. Okay. So this is going to be fun too, because I have this really cool. This thing is so fun. Yes or no, when and how. Yes or no, when and how. So I want you to think of a question that's like a yes or no question. And I am going to pick a card and see what it says. And then then there's like an accompanying card that you choose to give you further information. Okay. So think of your question, a yes or no question. And this is the answer. The answer is no. The warm wind of change blows your life around 360 degrees. Favorable events help you see your situation from a different perspective. Now, no doesn't necessarily mean no. It means maybe not now or not like you think. So favorable events help you see the situation from a different perspective. It's now where you look. It's now where you look that matters, but what you see, it actually says now, but I think they mean not. It's not where you look that matters, but what you see. Your new perspective provides you with a flurry of unexpected and unusual experiences. Joy and wonder follow. So maybe you're not going where you thought you were going, but this new set of events and looking at things differently is going to bring you even with that same thing. The rattle's been taken from you, but you're about to be given like an amusement park of fun. So like roll with it. Okay, so then you get these cards and then they say like, if you got yes, then this, and if you got no, then this. So we're going to expand on that. No. Find out more information here. Okay, if no, hold on for dear life. The bewitching pipe of good luck subdues the state of affairs. However, not for another 5 months. This gives you time to carefully evaluate the surroundings. Fill yourself with great strength and energy and get ready to achieve successful results. You can do it. And I just said, you can do this. You can do this. So Hold on for dear life. The bewitching pipe of good luck subdues the state of affairs. However, not for 5 months. So, wow, you're going to go through some incredible things in a few months. But right now, it's time to evaluate the surroundings and fill yourself with great strength and energy to get ready. So it is a yes. It's a yes in the future. But it's like for now, some of you are thinking you're going to move to a particular place. They're saying, no, not yet. No, not yet. Don't go quite yet. Or maybe you're going to have, I don't know. It could be even, I don't know how they're going to do the money, but maybe you get a certain amount of it now and you don't get it for another 5, 6 months later. So you have to think and plan right now, or maybe, like just, it's like incredible things are happening. Incredible things are happening, just not yet. So, and I don't think that's talking about the Nasara, Jasara, because that stuff is happening now. The Iraqi dinar is being although we're going through the big revaluation right now. Revaluation of foreign currencies right now. It's an incredible time. It's such an incredible time. But maybe what you do with it is going to be put off, or maybe where you think you're going to go is going to be put off because you got to put more thought into it. Maybe it's even not as good of a plan as you thought. Or maybe you're jumping the gun and they want you to have more information first. They meaning your guides and God. Okay. Let me move that for you. Sorry. Okay. Gateway of light activation. Weren't those cool though? Those yes, no cards. Okay. What? Whoa. Okay. Ancestral realm, karmic release, healing the lineage and boundaries. Okay. Well, this kind of sounds like it's talking to the masculines, but I mean, obviously it could apply to anybody, but they might be getting rid of their karmics and healing. And it's probably whatever made them go after the Jezebel instead of the person who had their heart. They're going to be healing that for their whole entire lineage. Their whole maybe it's been something that everybody's done forever, as long as they can imagine, or as far back as they can imagine. So that's being healed now, and they're establishing boundaries. So let's take a look at what the book actually says. Okay. Ancestral realm is the name of the card. Okay. In every incarnation, we have been blessed to be part of a lineage that helps us live our life and embark on learning experiences. And for hundreds or even thousands of years, those who've walked the earth before us have prayed for a better life. We are an answer to those prayers. Yes, even though they may no longer be on the physical plane, our ancestors are living through our choices and experiences. None of our ancestors had it perfect. After all, they were human too. They made poor choices. They had mistaken views. Many of their intentions were honorable. Many were not. All of this is held within the ancestral lineage, as are many beliefs, ideas, and limitations that are outdated, yes, outdated, fear-based, and even harmful. All these karmic energies can hold us back, but when someone decides to walk the spiritual path, whether they realize it or not, their life becomes an answer to their ancestors' prayers. When this card comes to you, your life is an answer to a great ancestral call. So you're about to go through or achieve or experience what our ancestors always wanted. Isn't that cool? So you're like going to be living a dream of not only yourself, but anyone who's ever lived in your family. Connect. Place your hands on your heart and say either internally or out loud, great ancestors, earthly lineage, soul lineage, thank you for bringing to my awareness the karmic blockages that are preventing me from reaching my greatest potential. So that totally applies to the masculines too, because the karmics are the blockages that are preventing them from their greatest potential. That's why the black magic and all the spells have been making them want to go toward the Jezebel, to keep them stuck from soaring to great heights. Okay, your message. This card initiates healing on all levels, but particularly on the family line. There may be some ideas and beliefs in your family that you find limiting or negative. Know that they need not be your truth. You have the opportunity to go beyond the challenging energies of your family lineage. If you are in a particularly challenging time, or facing energies that are harsh and even overwhelming, the energy of your ancestors is with you now. They are here to hold a sacred and safe space so that you can rest. Your ancestors are surrounding you now. They are here to seek forgiveness for any harmful decisions that were made without full awareness and for any negative effects those are having on you now. If you have found that a particular family member has been difficult or a relationship has been negatively impacted because of situations or ideas that stem from the past, know that a great cleansing is taking place at this time. The ointment for the wound is the energy of forgiveness. This isn't about accepting what happened as fine, but realizing that the energies of the past no longer govern your present. It's about choosing to create your own happiness and live from your own heart. Keep your boundaries strong. Keep your boundaries strong, just in case you missed that. But be open to carving out a new path. Awesome. So another card talking about how important it is that you have boundaries at this time as well. Okay. So, not that that's, yeah. Okay. So it's time to forgive. Forgive your family, forgive all the stuff that's happened. I mean, I've shared with you a little bit probably about my mom. I don't share a whole heck of a lot about my mom. But my mom, she was handicapped when I was about probably 3. She became handicapped. She had a really severe stroke. So she was half paralyzed. And she had got a divorce. Well, my parents got a divorce. She ended up living with her mother. And for her whole life, she cried over my father, missing him. And my father sat in front of the fire, cursing God and angry at what happened with his wife. And they did this my whole entire upbringing. When I was with my dad, he was staring into the fire, depressed and upset and angry at God for taking his wife away. Then when I was with my mom for the summers, she was crying over how much she missed my dad and does he think about me and is it still possible, or like any of that. Oh my gosh. My mom's with me a lot and she's always like, I'm so sorry, honey. And I'm so proud of you now. I mean, she couldn't say it like that because her vocabulary was probably maybe 7 words, probably more like 5. But she was animated, she had like a child's mentality with how severe it was. But yeah, and she couldn't even, she had, her arm was like curled up and wouldn't work and her leg wouldn't work. So she would drag it. So, but she's oftentimes like just totally in my ear about this whole thing. And she's really, really glad that I am helping True Love at this time because, and in a way I am, what do you call it? I'm making it right, what she had to go through. I'm trying to, put the whip to the masculine's butt and help them to see things. I'm making it easier for those masculines. The masculines who don't watch somebody like me, they're not even going to make half the progress. I can't imagine. I mean, they will naturally, and God has its way of showing the masculines these things, like showing them a self-help book or showing them some kind of trying to, but it's really helpful to the masculines to be getting this information from somebody like me, not saying me particularly, but like any avenue that they get this kind of information. But it helps with somebody like me that's dealing with true love, that is saying, look, masculines, you're being selfish. You're going for the Jezebel and it's going to ruin your life. Wake up. it helps because it gets, they're just like, okay, it helps them figure it out faster. You know what I mean? Whereas the other guys are just like, they'll just go forever like that. They'll just be, and they do anyway. And they do anyway because they're in denial or they're stubborn or whatever. But I'm in my own way. I feel like I'm honoring my mother by letting everybody know what it's about. And my mother never knew to, work on herself. And I wasn't into all this stuff back then, or I would have told my mom, like, do something to make you happy. Do something to really be passionate about your own life. Do things yourself. And now that is one thing that she used to say all the time. I can do it myself. She would say, um, I do myself. I think she would say it like that. I do myself. I do myself. You'd go to try to help her with anything and she'd smack your hand and be like, I do myself, you know, because she had to get strong like that. And she had to kind of do everything by herself. And she knew that. And she didn't want anybody feeling sorry for her, kind of thing. So I'm honoring my mom in what I'm doing. I'm helping the masculines get out of their denial, get out of their the stupidity, really, their immaturity, and start to evolve. Start to get past all their superficial, artificial baloney, and to go after what their heart's true desire is, and to know that they will be rewarded for doing such. Anyway, I don't know why I went on a tangent with my mom. The ancestral stuff that's being healed right now, like that we're healing things from our family from way back. When I end up with my true love, my mom is going to be the happiest person on the freaking planet, because she will be, and same with you guys, we are going to be getting to experience what all of our past family members only wished and hoped for. And they can live vicariously through us by being around us. My mom goes through my victories with me. She feels so proud of me so much, so often. And it's like she's living it. It's like she gets to be here from that unique perspective of being in spirit. She gets to see her daughter living the life that she would have loved to have created for herself, even. So she's really urging me on, and she's really, really one of my biggest cheerleaders, along with my true love that you guys know about that died in that car accident. He's always spurring me on too. Like, and he's going to be very happy for me when I'm with my person as well. So, anyway, so we are honoring our ancestral lineage and all the problems that they had, if they were always broke, or if they were always talking about negativity, or they were always this and that. You're here to heal all that and to have the victory, and they get to feel that through you, and they get to cheer you on and be so excited and be like, oh my gosh, somebody finally did it. They broke the code and they came to a victory and they defeated the dark side, or whatever it is. We get to be that. Isn't that exciting? We get to heal all of it. And a lot of that that's why we've had such a hard life, as we are healing that ancestral stuff from way, 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 way back. But how cool. And yes, it's been a burden. It's really been a burden to have to forgive, 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 which is the key to everything, right? But, and like I said in the last video, like, I've had to open my heart time and time and time again after being completely crushed to nothing, over and over and over again. I've never shut off my heart. I've never said, I'm never loving again, or done what the masculines do and been like, I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna keep everything all superficial so that I don't have to go deep, so I don't have to open up, and I don't have to blah, blah. I haven't done that. I've not done that. And I know a lot of you divine feminines feel the same way. Like, I don't care what kind of crap the Nefarians have tried to put on me, or God's allowed for my training, however you want to look at it, or both. We're coming into our power and we're healing all that stuff. But that's partially why it's been so hard. It's because we're healing it for our mom, and we're healing it for our grandma, our great grandma, all of that. And we're making better decisions on their behalf in a way. It's like they're our children in a way, you know? Okay, so we're looking at a Mary Magdalene card. Yeah. Gaia. That seems like an interesting one. Oh, well, a lot of the humanitarians, I just heard this morning that humanitarians are going to be first before anybody on anything. So when it comes to the med beds, if there's like a lineup of people in the lobby waiting to get into the med beds, they're going to take the humanitarians first. Stuff like that, which is really cool. And it makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay, whether male or female, you were advised to embrace your feminine side. Oh, didn't we just talk about like becoming more receptive in a true love relationship and like going back into a balance? From you guys being in your masculine side. What was what was the word? See, I'm so disconnected from it, I guess that it's not coming to me. Sensuality. Get back into your sensuality, being ready to receive, able to receive, and all of that. This means embracing your intuitive, gentle, and loving nature and applying these qualities to a current troublesome situation. Embracing these, okay, so the yes. Embracing these nurturing and gentle qualities will help you to feel a greater sense of balance, and this will help you overcome your present difficulty. So if there are some, because we know that things are escalating in both camps, both timeline, there's really negative stuff happening and really exciting stuff happening at the same time. So while the turmoil is there, they're encouraging you to be gentle, very gentle, receptive, keep a balance, keep loving through that situation, and it's going to get you through it. It's going to help you overcome it. I would say stay present. That's what's going to get you through it best. Ask mother, and that is the same energy, because you're going to be gentle when you're present in the moment. Ask Mother Earth to help ground and strengthen you, and you will feel a renewed sense of vitality. Spend time in nature for sure. Do some gardening or go for a walk in a park. Feel your connection to the earth and remember that both masculine and feminine qualities are complementary parts of every human being. Balance, true power, and wisdom are only possible when you embrace both. For years, I have felt your yearning. Forever, I have loved you boy, that's an interesting quote for Gaia. For years, I have felt your yearning. Forever, I have loved you. And just a reminder to stay in our feminine energy and also being in balance. Stay gentle, easygoing, go with the flow. And I say stay present. Okay. Angels of Atlantis. Let's pick one of these. Angels of Atlantis. First one I see on the bottom is love. I'm not going to take that one though, but it was a little wink. Meditation. How funny. How funny. Oh gosh, this is one of those books where it's a pain to find stuff. Okay, hang on. Okay. It's categorized like per angel, and then you have to go to that angels section and look by the letters. It's so funny because I just said that at the beginning of this video. Like, isn't it a pain when they make you look it up and all that? Okay. Or when it's difficult to look up, I mean. Okay, meditation, finding stillness and detachment helps us towards the angelic freedom evoked by meditation. Jophiel provides us with his yellow ray to soar with. All we need to do now, okay, so I'm just thinking of the word soar because I have to connect the dots in my line of work. That's what we do. So the yellow ray and the soaring, because I said, what did I mention? I talked about the divine masculines. Once they break free of the karmic, they soar, right? So here's soaring. Jophiel provides us with his yellow ray, which is the chakra of power. to soar with. So breaking free of a karmic and soaring in power, that'd be the emperor energy. So if you are watching readings, you'll see that the masculines are going to be stepping into the emperor energy. All we need to do is, and the sun energy, which is total happiness, joy, and being like little kids. All we need to do is quiet our mind. Then why quiet our mind? I'm bringing it all home here. Why do we quiet our mind? Because then you don't let those negative thought forms, that negative AI affect you and tell you don't believe in yourself. I can't do it, right? So all we need is to quiet our mind. In other words, quiet the negative AI, right? Then we may hear the angels sing. Why do we hear them? Because it's nice and quiet. So at dawn and at sunset, practice meditation, breathe deeply, listen intently through a relaxed state to the divine. Om, and then be still to hear the music of the angelic kingdoms. This will bring your own oracle messages. Please be aware of your solitude, stillness, and silence. Okay. So if we're going to be at peace, which that last card was just saying, stay in peace and gentleness. One of the best ways to do that is to meditate and stay present. There we go. And the gods and goddesses and guardians. All right, who is going to be helping us out in January? It's a big month. Oh, another one about balance. Wow. Yeah, I can totally see that because we're gonna, having those extremes like over here and yay over here, we have to balance that out somehow. And that's how we balance it, is peace and meditation. All right. Take a deep breath and come back to the center. You may be feeling scattered, pulled in every direction. Visualize your energies being gathered back to you. You need peace and personal balance. Stabilizing your energy is a priority to avoid being overwhelmed or burned out. So Mawu Lisa represents equilibrium, moderation, and peacekeeping. They deliver a message to remain calm and composed. Even in extreme situations, it's not healthy for your nervous system to be perpetually in firefighter mode, nor is it sustainable. Don't add fuel to the fire. Consider everyone's point of view and make a balanced and fair assessment. Cooperation and harmony are key principles of this card, so be inclusive and work together. It could be that unchecked egos, dramas, and gossip are at play. Can you imagine what everybody's going to be saying when the EBS goes off and all that stuff happens finally? So there could be egos, drama, and gossip at play. If you're being distracted and pulled off center by energy sapping or toxic situations, both in the real world or online, make a conscious effort to create distance. Don't allow yourself to be energetically or emotionally drained. Protect your inner balance, as it's from this calm, harmonious state that you'll be strongest and wisest. So we need to stay the center of the storm. Okay, yeah, self-care. Let's look at the self-care cards. For the month of January, what do we need to focus on for self-care, please? What do we need to focus on for self-care of the month of January, please? You're so cute. You are so cute. Release your expectations and be open to surprise. Yeah, let go of control, like I've had to. Let go of control and just surrender. You don't need to know the answers. You don't need to know what's coming. Just let it, let go. Passion, light up your life by honoring your deepest desires. Yes, go towards your heart's desires. Don't fall for the Jezebel anymore and all that manipulation of black magic stuff. Go for what pulls your heart. Surprise. Didn't we just do that one? Yeah. Well, there's another little wink at a surprise. Self-worth. Why settle for crumbs when you deserve a whole meal? Also something that comes into perspective. I had to have this talk with a feminine last night, is honestly, when you're going to be, when you're going to come into all this money, or at least be financially free and secure and comfortable, and your life is much more relaxed and you got all this good coming in, do you just honestly assess the person that you've been wanting to be with? Just take a really good look with your life completely set and comfortable. Because I know a lot of feminines are like trying to survive, or been trying to survive. They've been working on their passion and getting involved in these great projects and stuff, but they've also been, man, if I could just have my masculine by my side, then I could be stronger. Then I could rely on him. I could, all of this, like kind of almost wanting to use him as a crutch. So, but now you're not going to need any crutches. You're going to be on your own 2 feet. You're going to be quite comfortable. You're going to be doing very well. And that's, so will you really want that person who's been ignoring you, who's been totally ghosting you, who hasn't apologized, who doesn't show you or express to you that you're on their mind to reassure you, knowing full well that you worry about that? Just, you got to think about these things. And also, do you want to be tied to somebody who's a liar? Because in this new quantum financial system, that's not going to be permitted or allowed. If you're with a liar, you may not be able to access your funds. You may not be able to do certain things. You may not have certain things available to you because you're tied to a liar. So, and a lot of these masculines are liars, and they're immature. So just, this is a good time, like that one card says, like, take time to reevaluate everything right now. Do you really want to give back? And do you want to be partnered with somebody who lies, cheats, steals, holds back, doesn't talk, won't give to the relationship, won't, any of that? So just, I know the sentimentality. I know the love that's there. I really don't buy into the whole they're half of your soul thing. I don't. I think that God puts that sacred divine fire, and definitely, like, somehow, like I use that analogy of God will bring these suitors to the feminines as they attract it with the law of attraction, as they start living their best life and they're happy and they're flourishing and they're doing really well. They'll attract more and more and more options. So, so the Olympic torch is the guy's running with the torch, and he's running a certain while, and then he gets tired, or he chooses his ego. In this analogy, he chooses his ego, and he says, I think I'll be rich if I go with the Jezebel plan. So he passes his torch on to another suitor who comes jogging up and says, I'll take the torch. Thank you. I'm inspired to go after it. And then he starts running for it. And so each of these masculines that kind of fall away and choose the ego, those guys, their lives fall apart. I've seen it so many times over and over again. It's God's way of being like, of course you're not going to make it without me. Of course you're not going to excel and do incredible things when you make the wrong decision. You have to choose your heart. You can't choose your ego. It's not going to work. So, so then the feminines get more and more and more suitors, more and more options. So if you see feminines like me who have a lot of options, it means that I've been said no to a lot. A lot of the people that I've had feelings for have chosen their egos over and over and over and over and over again. Have I become jaded? No. I still believe that there is a champion out there, and they eventually, you will find the one that will hold the torch and take it to the end and put it on the thing and light the whole big thing up. So, yeah, but anyway, so I understand the sentimentality to clinging to that person, but I honestly think that at this point we need to really truly love ourselves and look out for ourselves enough to choose somebody who's truly at our level. And I know our masculines have been struggling to become that. I know that they've been working on becoming that, but until or unless they are, definitely choose somebody who's going to be good to you, who's going to be kind to you, who will actually have your back, somebody you can actually trust. And you need to really ask yourself, has your divine masculine shown up in a way that you know you can trust them? Heck no. Heck no. At least not yet. So look for the one who will, even if it's a new person. Look for the one who will be all of that. And listen to your spidey senses, because we must be wise through this time. And we also are still in a war that's coming to a climax. So we got to have somebody who will help protect us, who will fight for us, who isn't going to be a coward and run away at the slight rattling of any kind of noises or shadows. You know what I mean? Somebody strong. So hold out. Hold out. Don't settle for the breadcrumbs. Have some self-worth. Why settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole meal, the whole thing? Okay. And the masculines are right to stay away from you until they're at that level. And I know so many of them are insecure that they're not worthy of you. And you know what? They're not. They're not until they are. Some of them have a lot of growing up to do before they can be at your level, and they are going to lose out. They are going to lose out on you if they don't. So they better, do what it takes to earn your love, just like back in the medieval times. They got to be your knight in shining armor. They don't have to be perfect by any means, but they need to be good to you. That's it. That's the only requirement. They need to be really good to you. That means, being bad to you is what? Lying, cheating, stealing, holding back, not talking to you, being easily triggerable, taking things out on you, running off, cheating on you, all the unhealthy stuff, all that unhealthy. That's not good to you. You need somebody who's good to you, somebody who loves themselves enough to not be doing that stuff. Somebody who already honors themselves, loves themselves, will love you. Do they love themselves? Whoever shows up for you, feminines, do they love themselves? Do you see evidence of them loving themselves? That's what you're looking for. Because if they love themselves, they will love you. Okay. Trust your angels. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. Yes, again, let go of control. Just know that all these incredible things are happening at the divine right time. We always get all these little notifications and stuff. Oh, it's going to happen here. It's going to happen then. I'm talking about like Nasara or the revaluation or whatever. And the dates always get moved. But it's still going forward, guys. You have to acknowledge that what we're hearing today is so much better than what we were hearing 6 months ago or a year ago. It's not the same information. There's actual real world proof and evidence that it is rolling out and it is happening. And it can't go backwards from here, guys. We know that there are rainbow currencies. We know that they exist. What do you think? They're not going to come out? We know that Iraq is going through what it's going through, and then it's dumping the US dollar. What do you think is going to happen with that? We know that BRICS is happening, which is leveling the playing field. There are things that we can't go backwards from here. So don't be control freaks over when it's going to happen or the timing of it or any of it. Just trust your angels. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams have come true and trust that heaven has a perfect plan. And including that, like the EBS, some of you get all hung up, like, what if the redemption centers and all that stuff happens before the EBS or before Trump comes back? Oh my gosh, people are so hung up on that. Trump has to come back first so that the other guy doesn't get credit. You guys, trust that God has a plan. It's all working out exactly as it's supposed to. So and so is obviously not going to get the credit for it. Come on. You really think he's going to get credit for it? You know, I'm just saying, have an open mind. Don't be cynical. That's a really negative space to be in. Trust. Just trust it's all working out exactly as it should, and the incredible miracles are coming, because they are. Be a light to others. Be a light to others. Be encouraging to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. So be what you would want others to be for you, even. And help spread the light, not negativity, not cynicism, not I'll wait till I see it for myself or any of that stuff, Be add light to the world, add excitement, add anticipation. How are you contributing to all these wonderful things? How are you being a contributor to all of it? Or are you just sitting there with your arms crossed, acting kind of like a spoiled brat, you know? How are you contributing to this dreams coming true for everybody? Are you meditating every day on, all of this working out so beautifully for everybody, for it going smoothly? Maybe focus your meditations right now if you're going to do a creative meditation, because there's meditation just to quiet everything. And then there's meditation of like sitting still and creating. So you could picture the earth and picture the quantum financial system showering blessings on everyone and working on our behalf. That's positive AI consciousness in that quantum financial system, working for everybody's behalf and getting rid of all the corruption. And imagine all the corruption melting away, just dissipating, just completely dissipating, or turning into butterflies and flying out into the galaxy, or whatever you want to be picturing or imagining. But put all this goodness into the quantum financial system being seamlessly implemented, and the foreign exchange is going really well and easily and smoothly, and everyone listening to their intuitions and any of that. So I'm sure we'll be tested. I'm sure there will be all kinds of things that will come up, but we have to trust our intuition. And that's where we have to not let a love of money also be the driving force. Like making a decision, let's say, okay, so I was thinking about this, like, when I wasn't listening to my intuition when I was younger was when I would argue with my intuition. I was trying to think, like, when did I kind of close off sometimes back then? And it was when I argued. Okay, so I would like this guy a lot, right? And I would want to be with him really, really bad. So my intuition would be saying he can't be trusted. He's not, no, he can't be trusted, Amy. I don't know, he's going to hurt you, or he's going to do this, or he's going to do that, or that was pretty slick over there. Did you see it? Did you notice? And I'd be like, no, no, I didn't. I like him. He's a great poet. He's a great blah, blah, whatever it is that got you. He sends me love letters. He does all this stuff. Oh, he's just, all of the. So this could be you at the redemption center, and oh, I'm gonna get all this money. I'm gonna get all da 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 da, and you're all in love with whatever this idea is, and then you get there, and your intuition says, "Don't sign that contract. It doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like the right timing, or I don't trust this person who's giving it to me. Maybe I should make an appointment and come back another time." But you're so like in love with or enamored by the situation. And that's how the dark side works too. It allures you. It says, come hither. And it does it with charm, and you fall for it. And you get hooked. So just know that we're being tested in this time. So just always listen to your intuition. And that is a good example of where God would say that the love of money, is the root of all evil, because you'd be in there wanting that money, and then you would not listen to your intuition, which is God. Your intuition is God telling you, or your spirit crew telling you, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. And it could be an imposter that snuck into the center. And you know what? You don't know. You don't know. Not likely, but I'm just saying, like, Remember probably Alexandra, she did a biblical study and went back on the Saint Germain Trust and all that stuff. She said it's not good. Like it's not but no, I'm not saying that I agree or not. I'm just saying that I think it was a thing that stood out to me years ago, even when the pretend sickness kind of happened. Um, it stood out for a reason. And she didn't even know about I don't think she even knew about Nasara, Jasara, all of that stuff. I don't think she knew any of that. But she was like, Saint Germain, there's something really bad about it. And she did this whole study, and I watched the whole thing, but I don't remember it now. But she's saying, that it's like the downfall of humanity somehow to fall for the Saint Germain thing or whatever. So I've always been like, put it in the back of my, put it back there as a little pook pook that could come out later. If I'm sitting there and I'm about to sign something and it says Saint Germain on it, I'm going to definitely be asking if there's an alternative. Is there like something else I could sign? Is there, the Rodriguez Fund, or is there another, something else, guys? Because why when that's been brought up as a red flag. Or it could be that she is nefarious and she's trying to get people to not do the trust too. But I'm just saying, and these are all just examples, whimsical examples. But the main point is to listen to your intuition. That's all I'm saying. Listen to I'm not saying don't sign the Saint Germain Trust or anything. I'm saying listen to your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, that's what you listen to. Okay. Deeper insights are at hand. There we go. Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. So there are some hints and clues in January about just having to pull back and reflect and rest for a minute and kind of like take a breather and take a look at everything. Pray from the heart. Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. Isn't that sweet how she's praying? And pray as if you've already received it. Remember that. So you wouldn't say, God, please make this happen. Please make that happen, because that's kind of like being a beggar and you're not really believing it. And you're just kind of in a please, please kind of beggar feel. And it's like a lack feeling. So you're not going to manifest that way as well. So you want to say, God, thank you so much for giving me that blah, blah, blah. Even if you haven't received it yet, it's not like you're lying. You're creating. Thank you, God, so much for making me feel at peace and making me feel safe and making me however you want to put whatever it is, all the good feelings that you want to feel in that situation, whatever's causing you concern. Thank you, God, for bringing me my optimal health. Thank you so much for whatever. Just thank God for already giving it to you and have complete faith it's coming. And then that's when it comes. It's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. And I also feel like it is actually time to play. We have to, kind of choose those playful things. But they're saying take moments when you are actually choosing the playful things. Don't just, because we're in serious times still. So we don't want to make it all serious though all the time. So make sure that you're putting in times for even mini vacations, or like just, playing around with friends, goofing around. Okay, so I think we're coming to the end here. I just feel like using some of these cards. Okay, so what do we need to know for January, please? What do we need to know? Okay. I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. So some unions coming together. When you self-love. That cake says self-love on it. I just noticed. When you love yourself, these unions are happening. When both the feminine and the masculine love themselves, it's going to happen. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in a positive new energy. So a better work experience, a better place that you're going to live, you're coming into better times. To make your decision, to make any decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose and which way takes me away from it? Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. That was twice so far, I think, that there's been the word miracles have come up. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. Now, yoga was mentioned as one of those energetic practices in the beginning of this video. So I feel like they're just saying, keep replenishing your chi, your sacred fire. And keeping present in the moment is one of those ways to do that. You might be helping children. Take a time out. You've been busy, and we don't want you to get burned out. So take time to care for yourself this month, amongst all the busyness or whatever's going on. Okay, are we done, God? Yes. All right. So I'm just going to do a blissing, though, to help all of you with whatever energies are coming up in January. And if you need to listen back to these light language blessings are always live energy, and you can always set an intention before listening, and it'll help you with whatever you're intending. Okay. If you get flustered by something, or if you feel stuck about something or whatever, you can come back and hold the intention of, help me make this decision, and you can listen to this light language blessing. Or if you feel overwhelmed or whatever you need to use it for, you can use it for something different every time. Okay. My front doorbell is going off like crazy right now. Not doorbell, but yeah, my door alarm. So don't be surprised, I guess, if somebody shows up at your door. Alla pupu pupu mandatarina taritan sitsin chicken. Tarapupu maha at the taran that tarapuma ma kitchinche. Alla sassesen se pihu na tarahina tataki na taratataton. Tarahashishin turho puma mama ana ake. But no drana. Tarakete tan tatse. Shishinche in the puma gonna taranate. Papa ma chinche ki na taritain. Okay. Have yourselves a wonderful January. Should be amazing things happen, and I'm so excited. And we're in this together. This whole roller coaster. Oh, there was also a hit earlier about, when I say hit, it means like a download or something that pops in my head. I've been talking about like sticking with people who are not toxic, and it just feels like the toxic people are going over here, and the healers and the people who are love, compassion, light, all that, they're gathering over here. Now, these guys still have an opportunity to come over here. It's like they have to come over here. They might have to do some more healing, so they come more in the middle so that they're more tolerable over here, but these guys have to either evolve and eventually starting to come over more like these guys, or they're going to be gone. They're going to have to disappear, because those that are totally over here are going to be boop out of there. And I don't know if that means like going on a different timeline or losing their life or whatever it is, but it will eventually be that everybody evolves up in this ascension up into the 5D. Okay. So just keep your vibration high and keep away from toxic people as much as possible. And you masculines who are with toxic karmics, get away from those people. Get away from anybody who is bringing your vibration down. You will be so surprised what happens when you get away from negative people. You will feel so much freer and so much freer to be yourself and to do what you want and to say what you want and to make the decisions based on you and what is your heart's true desire. You just have to get away from those kinds of people. Get away from them. Cut ties and get out of there. You know, as long as you stay in the situation that's been making you sick, you're going to stay sick and you're going to stay in that same mentality. So now the bell's going off again. So I'm going to go. Have yourselves a great January, though, and I will talk to you guys next month. Okay.